In a recent video, I went rock climbing with one of my friends when I visited him in Dallas. At the same rock climbing gym, they had this really cool thing called slacklining, which I also tried out as well. Let's take a look of how it went for me and see if it's something you might want to try as well. Okay, so slacklining is something where basically there's this little line. It's kind of like tightrope walking, but you don't use anything except your own body weight to hold yourself in position. So when you're starting out like I was doing, he was just having me put some gentle pressure on the slackline, pushing down with my foot and getting my stability. And it was insane because the second I pushed down into that slackline, my hip, my leg literally was like shaking and wobbling the entire time. And it was so hard to actually hold that position in space. The really cool thing about it though is the second you push up, so if you just kind of face your fears and just push up on to the slackline like I did, and I also had him for support as you probably knew, it got way easier. So it was interesting because when my foot was on the top, the second I went and had a straight leg, it was so much easier, which makes a lot of sense because I teach balance classes to seniors, and you know, I usually tell them if you have a straighter body, straight and erect body, that's going to be easier for balance. So it makes sense in this aspect, but it is definitely a fear-based thing for sure to go in. So he's kind of just giving me some coaching right now on different ways to kind of use my foot to actually grab the slack line and feel it in that way. And just the really cool thing about this too, and if you're trying to improve balance at all, his little assistance of just holding or me holding onto his shoulder a tiny bit made such a profound difference. Okay, it made such a profound difference. Cool note here too, this is a part of the Dallas skyline in the background, so I just thought this was a really cool shot in general. So I'm going up again, I'm feeling it. I actually did try, I believe, at this one to go out a little bit, but I was just kind of just feathering his shoulder, and you can see, man, it is tough. I'm thinking about getting one of these and maybe attaching it to some of my trees so I can try this in my backyard. I think this would be a really fun thing to implement and get better at long term. So yeah, oh, there you go. You can see it. So I tried for a little bit. It was like maybe 3 seconds I was able to do it. So we went ahead and cut here. I believe I start walking here in a second. This guy who's coaching me, he helped with my rock climbing and he was coaching me on this. He was very, very good as a mentor because he was very encouraging the whole way. And oh, here we go. Yep, so I'm starting to walk. And I'm still holding on to him, right? Still holding on to him. That's the thing with this. It's not like I just went full gung-ho, but I was like feathering him and I was really trying. And yeah, this is something too I would definitely recommend if you are not very good at balance and if you're just starting out at balance. It's probably a good idea to maybe have 2 people on both sides. Or if you're really, really poor, you can try the same thing, but just try it on the ground on like a piece of 2x4. I use that with some of my senior clients. I'll just have them walk on a 2x4 and do balance that way. So it's not as high off the ground. It's also a little bit wider. This is obviously higher off the ground and it's very, very narrow to the point where basically your foot, like only this part of your foot can get on it. But slow and steady here. Very similar to the heel to toe walk that I do with a lot of the seniors I teach in my balance classes as well. And towards the end here, I think I try to go backwards as well, just for a couple. Backwards walking, especially in tough balance drills like this, is much harder. And he was having me note here, so at the end of the slack line, towards the end, it gets really, really tough. It gets kind of hard. There I go, backwards. It gets a lot tougher, so it doesn't wobble as much. It's an interesting feeling. In the middle, it's a little more giving, a little more wobbly. Towards the end, it's like firm. It literally just feels super taut. So it's a different feeling when you go back all the way. So if you are somebody who is interested in trying this out, just type in slackline near me. You can then potentially buy one of these as well. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below in the description so you can check that out.